Allow the two it's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego politico, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not the off in mind. Oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Can in the touchlight every corner. Oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar, just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Politico, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not they off in mind, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my ego, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my ego diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind. Oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun today, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú.
Thank you for joining me. The D-Day is here. The time to, the final lap, call it the final lap is here. When you are going to know if Kolu is going to be your president or not. Where the obedient also going to test the legal system of Nigeria to reclaim their mandate. They say, and the journey to to finding out is starting, or should I say, has already started today. Thanks a lot. Today, their court of, call it the Election Petition Tribunal. the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal have opened their door today for all petitioners, everyone who has a proof that Kolu rigged the election. Kolu should not be part of the election in the first place. Bring all your evidence. And Kolu on the other side, that is Tinubu, would also come around and decide to trash all the evidence against him to prove that he didn't rig. They lied, that they are lying against him. All of that is starting now. And also the judiciary in Nigeria, that many believe that they're going to be on trial too. Anyway, the judiciary themselves are having the searchlight on them. So the whole story around the 2023 election or charade is about to come, to unravel, so to say. And it's coming to an end as well. And then it's going to go to another phase that is now beyond the judiciary. However, the lawyers were at the court today. So was Obi himself. Kolu wasn't there. Atiku was not there. But there were dramas that I would kind of love to share with you before the prime time. So if you are joining this afternoon, what you're about to watch is the update of what happened on day one of the Election Petition Tribunal in Nigeria. It's called Snippets. Snippet plus details, right? Share the broadcast. Thank you. So we're going to do this very quickly. All right. A lot of people are going to have to watch this on replay because it is very, very kind of unusual for Mayegun to be live this hour. However, we can do this shortly and we can have our people's parliament later tonight where everyone can come around and possibly share their own views too. Today, the 8th of May, 2023, marking something around the 60, let's see, that's about 68, 69 days after the charade of February 25th this year. Now, the challenge is that, in fact, the people who have become themselves the investigators of election fraud, the people themselves have constituted themselves as the investigators with evidence of the irregularities, the cheatings across so many states where figures were inflated for the drug baron, Kolu. But in Nigeria, right, what really matters to the career criminal politicians is that first, take the power. Then you can go to court and slug it out. And possibly out of technicality or whatever, you may just get away with it, or you will get away with it. But for the first time in a long time, the Nigeria election, and the outcome of that election is dragging on to a different direction that is so unusual to the establishment themselves. For example, when you have an election in Nigeria and it is purely rigged, so obviously rigged, right? The rigger will be declared winner and they will still swear the person in, yeah? And the person will still be acting and performing the role of somebody elected, even though they rigged. And they will take all the emolument, they will take all of the privileges that comes with that. And they will also they will perpetuate their further criminality by looting the treasury illegally. All of that illegal until when court says, no, you are not the elected person. You are a legal person. So get out of there. So that's the tradition in Nigeria. But when their 2023 charade happened, right, it is kind of teaching the establishment a different lesson. A lesson that the people you are dealing with this time around are actually the citizens themselves through your normal setup system of a political system. The political system there is just a bridge, right? If you want to crush a political system as an opposition, you are free to do that. But you're not going to be able to crush the force, the movement behind that bridge. And that's something they seems not to be getting yet. And that is more reason why they are kind of panicky too. That what will be your reactions? First, they rigged you. They told you to do your worst or go to court. You choose not to do your worst. You choose court. Now, when you are in court and you get rigged in court as well, so they are now afraid. What are you going to do? And for the first time, like I said, people are now saying, if somebody has a questionable victory, that person shouldn't occupy the position of president in Nigeria. So unusual, right? Exactly. And it is so concerning too. Although somebody like me, who believe that traditionally, they are going to swear Tinubu in, whether court decide, before courts decide. But there is a concerning factor too, where the establishment are feeling like these Nigerians and their pressure could actually pressure the judiciary, right, to give an injunction, right, that it should not be sworn in. Now, that is going to be like unprecedented. It's never done before. But to somebody like you and I, who knows that it's not been done before, right? And we feel like, well, probably it's never going to be like that. But on the other side, where Tinubu and gang are, they are raising alarm, a concerning alarm, like they are worried that maybe something is going to happen. Because by law, unfortunately, that they said that the law doesn't allow a vacuum. Okwari is allowed to continue if the court says they can't swear Tinubu in. I still kind of believe that it is Nigeria, they will swear him in. Anyway, whether they will swear him in or they will not swear him in, the journey towards that have started. So in court today, see, my presentation is going to be illustrative. Sure, you get. Sometimes you may think I add my own drama. No, it's because I actually want to get you more interested, keyed into this conversation, right? But everything I'm going to share with you, they are first-hand information that are undiluted. And if you have anything contrary, of course, there are many sides to a story. This is my presentation from almost all sides. So earlier this morning, the head of the tribunal, let's start from that. The presiding judge is not going to be a woman, as it was formally presented. The head of that tribunal right now is the Abuja judge. Hang on, what's his name again? His name is Justice Haruna Simon Tsammani. Simon Tsammani is the judge of Abuja High Court or something. Sure, you get, it's like the presiding judge there, so to say. So it's not going to be in charge of this tribunal, right? So early this morning, there were some Nigerians, or should I say the obedient PDP as well, members who mobilized themselves to the court premises only to found that the security, police, soldiers, and the rest of them have barricaded the road towards the court premises. So they barricaded everywhere and they screened everyone out so that they will start screening everyone that gets into the premises. And journalists complained that they were locked out far away from the courtroom. Sure, you get. So, and then the people themselves were there with their postcard, with their, protesting. He didn't win Abuja. He can't be our president. He didn't win this. And in fact, figures were inflated in about 12 states for Kolu, even where they said they lost to Atiku PDP. it was in fact shown that they inflated all his figures everywhere. Do you understand? But they were not smart enough to rig Abuja as well, unfortunately. Now, that's what some people are protesting for, that how could you say you won Nigeria and you didn't win in Kano, you didn't win in Katsina, you didn't win Kaduna, you did not win Abuja, you did not win Lagos. About how you go take say, how you, I mean, let's get real. Anyway, that is for the court to decide, Abi. But they were not allowed in. Of course, you know, probably to control the crowd. But they allowed the lawyers in at first, while the chamber was completely locked. So I'm not going to take you through that drama, okay? But outside the court, when they started arriving, it was Atiku's spokesman, Buala, what's that his name, that first arrived. And a lawyer like him was like acting like it's short. Okay, watch this.
Hello, fine, yeah. Fine, fine.
Okay, now I'm who said you did?
I do.
What is that?
Solutions. I know. I said it from the beginning. I said a lot of you are going to watch this broadcast. You know, I mean, you're going to watch it as a replay. Because number one, when you even received the notification that Mayegun live, you probably were like, maybe it's just a replay. Or maybe it's an old notification. I know. But if you read the caption, you will realize that, and if you check the date, you will know that it is live. It is unusual, but we do that once in a while, don't we? Once in a while, when we feel like, oh no, we need to drop this now, we can deliberate on that later. Sure, you get, so that we don't mix match like that. So yes, this is live for everybody who is kind of dropping by to check. Is it live? Of course, Mayegun is live. Anyway, let's go further. Then outside that same court, it was also captured when Obi arrived, like this.
Benimo.
The train don't move.
So that was him outside the tribunal hearing court. Then inside the court, there's a tiny short clip as well, just for this broadcast. Let's add that.
My brother, I was just talking to you and said, I don't see.
Right, that was inside the courtroom this morning. So then the faces, the what do you call them? The counsels. This is him greeting the person who is the Atiku's lead counsel. You know him, Ozekome. So that's the Atiku's team there. And then I think he was with another team. That's his own team, I think. So, and that was just pictorial, capture of how they all got in and all that. So let me tell you what happened inside the courtroom before the justices started talking. Okay, or the lead judge, or the lead justice started talking. So it's called appearance. So if you have been to court before, hang on, you see this blinking there is a mad stuff simply because I had to use batteries and all that. So give me 1 sec, I will be back. Don't go anywhere.
Oh,
gbogbo ala máa jẹ breakfast àsìkò tó ní kálukú máa jẹ tiẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni súnmọ́ bìlà gbogbo ala máa jẹ breakfast àsìkò tó ní kálukú máa jẹ tiẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni súnmọ́ bìlà.
All of us go chop breakfast. Now, when we go chop am, go dey different. Some go chop am cold. Some go chop am hot. Some go chop am like, lukewarm. We'll get to that part. So the drama started when they started something called, when it was time for appearance. Our appearance is, because what happened today is called pre-hearing. So during pre-hearing, from my own understanding, it means all of the parties and their representatives for the first time, having submitted all of their petitions ahead, submitted all their responses ahead. So the pre-hearing is for all of them to appear, and they'll start calling them one by one to cross-check what they submitted, to cross-check the response of the person they are petitioning against. And once everything is fine, they are cleared, then they will go to hearing. Hearing is when they will begin to treat everything in their petition. And the the respondent will begin to respond back to all the petition in court. Sure you get. Anyway, it's pre-hearing today, and it was appearances for all of the parties and their lawyers. So the drama started when the party called Action Alliance, AA, who also petitioned the tribunal that Tinubu rigged them, and the election, Tinubu must be disqualified, the election must be cancelled. They didn't ask to be declared winner. Sure you get. Who be that guy named, sir? Who be that guy name? I'll see if I see get him. That's not the guy that be there, say, hey. Action Alliance. Yeah? So, Solomon David Okanegbuan versus Inec versus APC versus Bola Tinubu versus Alpha Hamza Al-Mustafa. Anyway, now, immediately, they called their lawyers to come and appear. So two lawyers stood up. The first one said is the authentic lawyer that filed the petition and is representing the petitioner, who is the candidate of AA. The second lawyer said, no, he has been told not to come here again. He is representing a different faction of AA. I am the authentic lawyer representing the party in this tribunal. Okay, guys, calm down. You are both from AA, Abi. Or you talk to yourselves. Who should represent who, so that we can go on? When they started arguing in front of the whole court, they called them together and said, now, you have this option. Do you want to just let us postpone you and you sort this out? They said, no, it's okay, my lord. We will withdraw the petition against Tinubu because we cannot agree who is going to represent the party. So that was how AA lawyers withdrew their case against Tinubu. Immediately, Nigeria media, breaking news. AA withdraw their case. Sorry, tribunal dismiss AA's case against Tinubu. Headline. I don't know if you have seen that. Have you? Have you come across them on your phones? Breaking news. Tinubu defeat AA in court as tribunal thrown out their case. That's not what happened. Sure you get. Anyway, that's the first drama. The second drama started when the lawyers to APC, as well as the lawyers to Tinubu who filed their case, when they were to approach the court and cross-check all responses and petitions and all of that and present themselves as we are the lawyers, we are these. That was when Solomon Lalong, Plateau State Governor, also rose and then dressed like a lawyer as well. They said he's a lawyer. Anyway, put on his own gown and put on his own Adama wig. Anyway, who are you, mister? He said he is a lawyer representing Tinubu. You can't represent an individual in this case. Just like that. I mean, you either be part of, we already seen the lawyer, we've seen the lawyers, we've seen those who are saying they are representing Tinubu APC, right? Who are you? Right there in front of the old court. They say, okay, fine. Okay, I'll be joining those who are representing APC then. So it was pretty much like a joke. Yeah? Like, okay, I'll just Anyway, then they settled that, so we cleared you. They went on to another one, 8 p.m. Went to another one, until they got to Obi, but we'll get to that part. So I think at that point, the lead judge had to give an opening statement. See, guys, please don't come here to come and create technical problems or have any kind of technicalities just because you want to dubiously win your case. Please, we are serious here and we know how serious this is. And we implore you to please don't waste our time while we are dealing with this. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I don't want to speak for them. I'll come back and give my own comments. So today in court, the Simon Tsammani, Justice Tsammani, speaking here. Sorry that you can't really capture his direct face. So somebody actually had to record that in the audience.
All the matters passionately and give justice whoever justice should be given. So in the course of the proceedings, we solicit your cooperation. Let us avoid making sensational comments and statements because that will not help any of us. Let us avoid it. Let us look at the peace and safety of this country. That should be paramount in the mind of each and every one of us that is here. It matters. So I think I would like to introduce members of the panel. By my immediate right, the Honorable Mr. Stephen Jonah Ada. Then by my immediate left is the Honorable Surat Bolaji Yusuf. And we have Honorable Mr. Blockromo Ugo. Then we have Mrs. Abba Mohammed. So we are a panel that are going to sit on the petition that have been before. We have 5 pending petitions before us. We intend to take off immediately with the pre-hearing sessions. For today, we intend to take petitions number 1, 2, and 3. At least those ones, each of them can have a bite today. Then 4 and 5 can take off tomorrow. So we will be alternating. Maybe if we take 1, 2, and 3, we can adjourn to Wednesday. Then take 4 and 5 tomorrow. We are on to Thursday. So we alternate like that until those grades were able to conclude with the pre-hearing session. So solicit your cooperation so that we do that, knowing very well that election must time bound. So let us avoid unnecessary time wasting applications and objections, so that we look at the substance of the cases rather than unnecessary technical arguments. Hope and cooperate with each other so that everybody who lives here will be satisfied that justice has been done. Thank you. So you can see that the court has been overtaken by lawyers, members of the public. None of them, very few of them have sense. So maybe when we start the matters, please let us scale down the number of counsel who will appear, so that members of the public will also have space for them to sit and to get. Yes, there is a response from the bank.
This man
It's a very poor audio and then not so good video as well. I promise you I promise to get you the best one before evening. But that's what I could do. I mean, that's what we can do with for now. So the petition, also the OB's team, it got to their turn. So when it got to their turn, it didn't take much time before things were cleared. But there are some few observations that people are kind of been noticing too. It didn't take time before they cleared, and which means by Wednesday, they expect the tribunal to be sitting every day. And people are now saying that they should not do any adjournment, or be doing any mad adjournment till next week or something. Of course, if they have to, as part of the plan, they will. So part of the request, from what I heard, from the, they got to Atiku's time, they cleared them as well, but they also kind of postponed their own kind of proper pre-hearing to tomorrow, Tuesday. So the Atiku and Obi team, legal team, they are also making a request from the tribunal to allow the hearing to be streamed live, so that all of us can sit down and watch the entire drama all over the world. Sure you get. So we don't know if they're going to approve it for them or not. However, they got, like I said, they got the clearance they needed. So part of the observation people kind of notice and they've been talking about are Apapa, Dalamidi, Babalawo Apapa was not seen anywhere near the court today in solidarity with his own supposed presidential candidate. Right? So when Labour Party team and Obi got into that court today, I think the party chairman, let me see if I still have that clip, Abure, the embattled party chairman of Labour, entered the courtroom, right, as a member of Labour Party, right, and somebody else was legally, right, presented as representing Labour Party. So Apapa was nowhere, and somehow, for some reason, people, you may not see this as anything yet, too, because I'm beginning, I mean, even myself, I didn't see any significance in it or anything that, you know, that should be kind of, you know, major. So they said when they enter the court documents, so to say, right, it is another person. So the man that is in court trying to kind of get Obi's petition out of the court was nowhere to be found today. So somehow, somebody said it is a way to avoid any kind of legal booby trap, something as insignificant as, oh, Abure, as chairman of Labour Party, is having a court case challenging that position, and then they will bring technicality later in the case and say, because of this Labour Party worldview, Obi has no case. So somebody paid attention that was like, I'm so sorry I didn't remember the name of the person. Some of you probably have seen that. So some are now saying that they should explain. Can you explain to me why the party chairman was in the courtroom, right? But he wasn't presented as a party chairman or representing Labour Party in that courtroom. Others said, you will soon find out why. Okay. That's another thing that people are kind of noticed today. Also, among others, there are, I'm sorry about the poor quality of this video and the audio, okay? There is other part of that clip I want you to listen to. But before I get to that, just in a minute. So the judge, or should I say the presiding judge of the panel, the tribunal panel, that's Tsammani, clearly stated that their intention is to get this done as soon as possible. Among the things that the Obi and Atiku lawyer are asking is that is actually not making it to the public, in my view, is the fact that they are pushing legally too to ensure that Tinubu is not sworn in. Maybe majority of you haven't noticed that yet. There is no certainty that the tribunal will grant them any of this yet. Are you with me? But nevertheless, these are some silent killer moves that why people are paying attention to some other things that are flashy. There are other killer things going on behind that even the tribunal themselves, they can fall into it before they know it. But that guy that their justice was talking about, please don't set us on a legal don't set us on a legal path that are unprecedented in a way that you know, we're going to find ourselves in a legal quagmire called technicality, and we know all of you can do that. So he was pleading with them, whatever that even mean. Now let's get the second part of this clip. I hope we pick the voice better here, but please, even if you have to increase the volume of your device, I'm sorry if you are using a phone. For those who are watching on a bigger screen, if you have to increase the volume of your TV, please do, okay? I listen to this very carefully. This is just them introducing themselves, by the way. This is just guys introducing themselves and adding some one or two things, right? Please.
Irrespective of what the client or what shade of Christ you have come to support, Justice has one face, only one face, and one destination, the attainment of justice itself. We are going to cooperate, we are going to assist the Lord and doing just that. You are welcome, Madam.
Well, we find it necessary that we want.
Yeah, but occasion like this, given the nature of the matters involved, we, the petitioners who have brought these petitions for my noble lords, we want also to identify ourselves with this pledge which has been ably placed by our brother Silk to cooperate with your lordships. We appreciate the enormity of the responsibility on our shoulders as counsel, not only as ministers, people of justice, but we also owe a duty to the nation because of the monumental issues involved. We consulted amongst ourselves and we have decided to convey to your lordships our resolve to assist in whatsoever your lordships will decide in this pre-hearing session to facilitate, identify, and streamline all the issues so that this matter can be quickly disposed of, so that the nation will know which way forward. Once more, welcome you. As my brother said, we are very, very grateful. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
Fellows, on behalf of the petitioners in petition number 3, I fully associate myself with what my brothers said. Whatever we can do to ensure that my laws render their judicial activities seamlessly, we are going to do it as far as these petitions are concerned. We are not unmindful of the fact that these petitions have involved a lot of public interest. Indeed, at the end of the day, I'm very confident that these petitions will impact on Nigerians' electoral jurisprudence, will also impact on judicialism and constitutionalism. So we will do whatever is possible to assist the Russians. Thank you very much.
Very good morning, Lords. I actually thought Chief Malalan had spoken on behalf of the bar. But since it appears everyone wants to have a bite, it's clear we will be balanced if I don't also speak. So, my Lords, I want to completely align myself with the commitments made on behalf of the bar. We recognize the importance of this matter, as always. On behalf of my colleagues on this side, I pledge a total commitment and support to your lordships. And we are confident that at the end of the day, justice will prevail. Thank you, Lord.
You will call out the petitions. They said that CA 01-2023, Action Alliance, AA and another, versus Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and 3 others. Then petition number 2 is CA 02-2023, Action People's Party, APC, Bola, Tinubu, and 2 others. And number 3, CATEPC 03-2023, Mr. Peter Grigri, OB, and another, versus Independent National Inec and others. Allied People's Movement, APM, and Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and 4 others. Then number 5, TEPC 05-2023, Abubakar Atiku and another, the Independent National Electoral Commission, and 2 others.
Right. So in that courtroom, I found the names of the members of the panel. So they are the presiding justice, which is they call him PJ, presiding justice, is from Abuja Division of Court of Appeal, Justice Haruna Tsammani. Others are Justice Stephen Ada, presiding justice Asaba Division, Justice Monsurat Bolaji Yusuf, presiding justice or Asaba Division too. Well, sorry, Asaba Division rather, from Asaba. Justice Bolu Okuromo Ugo, Kano Division. as well as Justice Abba Muhammad from Ibadan. So those are the people who are the members of that panel. But there is something I want to kind of ask you, watching, or those of us who actually watched that poor clip, but very much self-explanatory. Wouldn't you want to see the full court in action when everybody will be presenting their evidence? In today's time, with technology, all this evidence as well, you have physical evidence, you have electronic evidence. There are many things that the load and loads of things that they are going to bring into that courtroom. Wouldn't you want to kind of like see those who are going to be defending the lies and who are going to be cooking another one? Wouldn't you love to see that? Is there something they are actually like hiding or would like to hide so that they can always use their media to twist it? I'm not sure they will grant it, but if they should grant the public access to that panel, even those of you who will not get interest for Nigeria, you will get to see why you've actually made up your mind about Nigeria, or to know if you are wrong. Sometimes it's good to have this ability to be wrong. Sure, you get. I'll tell you one thing. Every time that I come up here to point out the evil of the criminals ruling Nigeria, simply because I want those who are awaiting victims to be aware of the danger around them. It is not because there is joy in reporting their evil things just for reporting's sake, if not because we actually hope and wish that maybe somehow, they will stop, or you will stop them. Do you get what I mean? We have families in Nigeria, don't we? We have loved ones, we have friends. And do you really think it's a thing of joy to know that every day, the danger they actually exist in, the one that a lot of you have grown numb to, intentionally, you grow numb to them until they happen to you. Then you scream like you've never heard of it before. Do you understand both, right? So if Nigeria starts working, right, it will be difficult for anyone to manufacture lies of things that are not happening in Nigeria. Do you know that? So it should have been a win-win for you rather than defend those who are so happy to see you killed. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. It doesn't have to, okay? But for those who understand better, right, it will continue to make sense to them. It's not joy reporting that Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. Maybe when you keep repeating and you repeating it and you begin to understand why, maybe you will stop it or they will stop it. Nobody wants to see you live in poverty. Nobody wants to see you getting kidnapped. Yeah, women and children getting kidnapped, sold off as slaves. Do you think there is joy in all of that? So once in a while, we wanted to be proven wrong. Mayegun Shebi, you said Nigerian leaders are bad, that they couldn't generate electricity. Now Nigeria is generating 50,000 electricity, 24 hours electricity in Nigeria. That is something to prove somebody wrong. But Nigeria continues to prove us right all the time. Since I was born, they've been talking about poor healthcare, poor education, poor infrastructure, poor, remuneration for those who are working. I've been hearing that from the time I was born. I'm going to be 40 years old in just about 7-8 months' time. My children are also now hearing from their birth. They are now hearing about bad leadership, bad road, no light, no school, no health, no this, no security. So Nigeria always proves us right. That we are exposing them is not wishing Nigeria bad. That you are denying, we never wish Nigeria well. Because all of these are wishes. The people who are committing the real crime are still committing the crime unchallenged. So if they beam their searchlight on their judiciary for everybody all over the world to see those who want to defend the drug dealer, to listen to those who want to say they want to fight for your mandate, present all their evidence, add evidence, and then watch the judges turn it over on whatever flimsy reason. Sure you get? So, we all have that, we should all have that chance to be wrong. They go rob you for court. They go rob you for court. Mayogun, don't talk like that. Wait for it. I kind of want to be wrong too. You know, because I didn't see anything other than just put all the pieces together. Look at the process. Look at the characters. Look at their own character, the character of the characters who are going to be putting all this together. Then you have your answer. Can I be proved wrong? Of course, I'm happy to, because proving me wrong means something right is done. Because I expect them to always do the wrong thing, to always do the bad thing, in order to keep the bad people in charge. That's the expectation. So if the court turn around and say, no, that's them proving me wrong. That's something to brag about. But in Nigeria, you will never have anything to brag about, except the nonsense you make up in your head about Nigeria. If you are going to tell yourself the truth about Nigeria, you will know there is nothing to brag about. Nothing. But it's okay. People create their own reality, don't they? If the current one is really, 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 really bad, then you would have to create your own reality. So yes, I would love that. If they say, police no longer take bribes, can you believe that? And it becomes something that is huge and real. That is proving people like us wrong. But when we talk about the police brutality, police corruption, police criminality, you don't turn around and start saying, but there are some good policemen now. No. You are supposed to have some good and many bad. Abi? What stops you from having the many good and smaller bad? What happened to that? So that's the kind of things that you would look up to that will never happen in Nigeria. They will never happen. Free and fair election, it will never happen. Fair justice system in Nigeria, it will never happen. It's so rare that when justice finally go to the people who actually deserve them in Nigeria, people celebrate. Like it's something so, oh my God, our God, we thank you. Our God, why? Because they know it could go the other way. And there is nothing you can do about it. You have to leave them in the court of God. You come up for court of law, go court of God. Because the court of law will fail you. So yeah, something that's why I said, when you watch that video, where those lead counsel for APC, for Labour Party, for PDP, when they took the microphone and they said that we will do our best not to mislead this tribunal, we will do blah, 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 blah. Baba, the tribunal members are just about 5 people. There are millions who are waiting for their knives, for their plate, for their saw, to help and see to the demarcation, or what do you call it, the collapse of that Nigeria. May everybody go their separate way, and they're saying that this court case they hold on. So why don't you just let us, all of us, see the drama? But it will remain a request. So if they should say, yeah, you can now stream it, that will teach you something about Nigeria. Apart from what you have learned from their election. A lot of you have learned a lot from your election. I told you, before the charade election, I said, the way they systemically rig you out is, in fact, before the election. And I did some examples. I'll remind you some of them. And I will tell you a little bit of how they are going to rig the court as well. Sure you get. But if they have the searchlight on them, they may be forced to do the right thing. Sure, you get. But right now, people are already throwing the jibe. Don't pressurize the judiciary. Be careful of what you say. All these people, whatever the panel rule, you should accept the judgment. Blah, 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 blah. Same way they were telling you, whatever the outcome of the election, promise that you are going to accept it. Do you remember that time? You must promise. You must promise that you accept the result. I said, no, he's not answering yes or no. The people that want to rig you, they're asking you to say you accept. Now you are like, no, what happened is that I will accept it. No, you see, he's not accepting, no, they will not accept the result. Oh, they head on to that. So when they rigged you physically, the smallest that they did, let me tell you something. In January 2022, when all of you started go and get your PVC, I said, these guys, the way they rig is so scientific and so amateurish as well at the same time. It's like, it's a bit of an ambitious, audacious rigging plan that always go wrong. I mean, they always get it wrong too. But it all starts from go and register to vote. And every now and then, when they release the names of those who register to vote, you always have the northern Nigeria having more voters than the southern Nigeria. A place that is more populated than the northern Nigeria. But because northern Nigeria have the biggest land mass in Nigeria, of course, they are the biggest in population too. A theory that they will never let anybody demystify. Give them scientific population census, they will reject it. And there's a reason for that. Long story. So when Inec that can allocate, it's like allocating number. To you are registering to vote. Ordinarily, where you registered and all of that should pop up and, mount the number. But in their own Inec, they can sit down and be like, look at that number. Look at the number of people registering to vote in the southern Nigeria. Look at that number. You know what? Oh yeah, add 15 million to that of the northern Nigeria. They don't have to prove to you that the 15 million registered voters are existing. Sure you get, because naturally, psychologically, they've told you that the northern Nigeria is more than the southern Nigeria. Electorally, they've been falsifying figures from that part. Every technology introduced in Nigeria election, they never use them in northern Nigeria. Every technology introduced to curb election rigging in Nigeria, stealing and all of that, they never use them in the north. And yet, every election that is rejected by courts in Nigeria due to introduction of technology, they were only rejected in southern Nigeria. Every election taken to court in northern Nigeria, where they never use this technology, they never leave court to Paseo. I don't know if you have noticed that. It is called systemic rigging. I have explained this for a whole year. You remember last year. So they allocate this number. No matter what you think you are doing, right? Once you try to match what they have set up, they will increase it. And it's just imaginary number. It will always be more than yours. It is almost the same thing when they start distributing your voter's card. Now them go print them now. Are they not the one that will print your voter's card? All of you who claim to be very educated, more advanced, southern Nigeria, Baba, now there people will register to vote, they get problem most. Wrong registration, it didn't go through. Your registration didn't go through. There is a mistake in your registration. But northern Nigeria, where they have the highest illiteracy, their registration for Inec is always successful. But you don't understand the systemic rigging, don't you? I mean, do you? You still don't, Abi? Now, when it is time for them to distribute your card, in northern Nigeria, when they say people who collected their voters' card, the collection rate in northern Nigeria is always excellent. All of una where they educated in southern Nigeria, they have figured out how to tell you that to accept, northern Nigeria, they are very serious. Northern Nigeria, they know politics. Of course, educated people in southern Nigeria are explaining to the rest of Nigeria that the northern Nigeria that are not educated, they understand politics more by choosing criminals. So they know that they have nothing. They that are really educated, they are telling themselves that no matter what they do, no matter how educated they are, they can never be like them in the north. But remember, the advantage is there already. You don't know. You won't know. When they are collecting their PVC, your own go they missing. Or they go they see them inside the latrine. See them inside the gutters. See them at the dump site. Your voter's card though. But in northern Nigeria, everybody go collect. It's called systemic rigging to reduce the number. On the day of election, in northern Nigeria, voters' materials, everything, they will arrive on time, complete. In southern Nigeria, now so stories. It's either Inec arrive, they forgot the biometric machine. Or they arrived after so many hours, they forgot to bring, to bring their result sheet. Or they arrive and some, in southern Nigeria, some party logos are not printed by Inec. Or they are kind of mixed up. Ballot paper meant for presidential election, they will print House of Rep, Senate on it. But some of you probably just didn't know what is called systemic rigging. By doing all of this, you see all your gra. Get your PVC, eh? Once you are doing all of them, they are controlling the whole thing up there. They are the ones that will employ your electoral officers. So after all of that, when they disenfranchise so many people, I mean, some places they won't even take voters' election materials there at all. In southern Nigeria, and they will announce results. It happened in Imo State. It happened in Akwa Ibom. It happened in Cross River. It happened in Nasarawa. It happened in Bauchi. The whole Bauchi state. INEC said Labour Party scored 152. Meanwhile, in one of the local government areas, that they collated the result and shared, right? In just one single local government, they recorded 20,000 or something for Labour Party. In Bauchi, one local government, 20,000 something. But guess what? When INEC will release the result, they said the entire Bauchi state, now 185 people voted for Labour Party. So now, you see, you've gotten your voter's card. Many won't get theirs, Abi. Some of you who got your voter's card, you won't see your name on the voters list on the day of election. So when you finally now vote, it is now the turn for those who didn't participate in all of that to start changing your figure and your result. And by law, now only INEC will announce result. Anybody where INEC announce is the winner. If you don't agree, go court. Do you get it? I mean, do you get it now? Systemic rigging. Even though you are determined, you have the number, but they are there, controlling it. The effort you are making, controlling it. Baba, these obedient people, in a space of 4 months, they registered over 26 million people across Nigeria. No joke. 26 million new voters. And for the first time, they couldn't control it to the point that southern Nigeria has more new voters registered on their own, than the northern Nigeria for the first time. But guess what? When they put the whole election together, Atiku, Obi, and the rest of them, the entire vote that they finally released, it no reach 24 million from 93 million registered voters. See that margin? It's called systemic rigging. See, you get. You have been rigged before the election day. But what surprised them was that despite all of that, how did you pull that number? Even Inec no fit explain now. How did you, the obedient, how did you pull that number? Because right now, if you go onto the INEC IREF, Tinubu came came third in Rivers State. But they declared him the winner. But if you go on to the IRF now, now Labour Party did there as winner of Rivers State. And the example of Bauchi I gave you earlier, it got to a point whereby they said, even the PDP in Bauchi, what they did, by the time they begin to route them, Atiku could not go get 4 million in total. So it's like a mess. Yeah? That when they begin to deduct here and there, Let me give you one example. In in Plateau State, on record, in Plateau State, the original results shows that the Labour Party had 1.82 million. 1,820 something votes in Plateau State alone. When Inec released the real result, their own results, they gave them 300 and something thousand. They still declared them winner. But imagine 1.5 million votes gone. In Lagos, Tinubu scored 147,000 votes. And this Labour Party, Obi, they scored over 980,000 votes. Inec changed them, cut off about 400,000 from Obi. Added it to that of Kolu. And they now reduced the margin between them in Lagos to just 9,000 votes. So imagine, if they have to give Kolu his real figure in Lagos, 147,000, and they give Obi his real figure in Lagos, do you know what it means that when they begin to shovel the numbers, remove them here and there, you go come realize, say, Nigeria no get 8.9 million mad people. You remember? Say, so you have 8.9 million mad people in Nigeria. No, it's the wrong figure. It's the Inec figure. The mad people that actually and are still very much out there defending the drug dealer, the drug baron, Kolu, they no reach 3 million all over Nigeria. That is why Inec is saying that they are going to tell them we are not saving the results anywhere. Now they are saying that all your election results you uploaded on IRF, the one that Atiku and Obi are relying on, Inec is now saying that all the election results you see on that online, they are not uploaded by Inec. Now you people, they upload them. And by so doing, right, Inec is not using uploading result to announce election results. Do you know that? Do you know that's Inec's plan? You see, everybody is talking about IRF. You know, myself, I'm talking about your IRF. But Inec is going to tell the court that you see all the results where did that IRF, no be them uploaded them. Now you, ACAS, they say now you uploaded the results, not them. That River State election was manually collated. No be say uploading any results. You think I'm joking? I'm not. That is the position of Inec. You go to hear them in the coming days. You go to hear them. And you'll be laughing, Abi. And then you'll be wondering, how come the court no say me they arrest all of these people? Instead of even like listening to them. No, the court is going to be part of the whole thing. Inec is telling the court that all those stories about uploading results, IRF is not working. You cannot argument here. They want to tell the court that IRF is not important. In fact, they didn't use it for 2023 elections. Sure, you know, so now your stand. So ridiculous other things that Inec is actually putting up in their defense will make you laugh, and at the same time it will make you cringe, and even at the same time 3-in-1, no, it will make you mad, angry, like say, what is all this? It's about to get more ridiculous. Trust me. Where they are going to, that's why I want it broadcasted live, so that we can see who is saying what. You can begin to see people's papa, people's mama, the Miss Jean Dust. People you probably felt like they are your mentors because then they wear wig and then they wear gown. Here you get. You could begin, you begin to see them in their real, and you know, people like us will be here to tell you that they are not, it's not that they are doing their job. They are part of the rotten system. They have no moral. No morality at all. Do you get that? So that's why we would love to see that on the screen before we give our verdict. So I also found this. Something that the obedient have been showing mixed reactions. They say, this guy no even fit keep malice. At least they keep malice small. Obedient too. Say any, you know, you go to fight for your life because of people that come for you. The elite, the establishment in Nigeria and their friends, when they come for you, simply because you are not their typical, stereotypical political pawn. Normally, they now call the obedient and you guys, they call you irritant, intolerant, and they call you fascist. They are gaslighting you. You have been the victims of the political violence. They have even killed you simply because you are obedient, Abi. So, if you are fighting back, the obedient are like, and so this guy go, they come, they do my elder brother, my senior respectable brother, my respected brother, my respected. Can't you just fight for some, like, just keep malice, just pretend that you are angry? That's what the obedient are saying, you know. That if they say, if Obi seek a yamo, he go see call my brother, my respected brother, my dear brother. They say if he meet for food day, he go see call my brother, he go see laugh, greet him. Which kind of person be this? When we say, you know, and the obedient, right? When they start their violence, the online violence, they call it dragging. They can drag anybody. Drag will be drag anybody. They know they spare anybody. So when they are in that mood, say, hey, obedient, gather here. Come and listen to what this person just said about Obi. Gather here. And they begin to drag the person like that. I say, wait till you do. Omo, he attack Obi, he attack Obi ke. Dragging here and there. Look at you. Look at your life. Look at your this and that. People go come, they shout. Obi talk to obedient. Oh, they're not the beat person for Zuckerberg Street. Oh. Ah, now old man, you they drag like this. They go drag you with your white hair, drag you with your white beard, drag you with your old man jacket. They know they spare anybody if you come for them. They know when people come for them, target them. So when they're in that mood of that violence of we no go green, we no go, yeah, Obi go just come from nowhere. My dear elder brother, my dear respectable brother. So when they saw him with Kongi, and he said, our respected literary icon, Professor Wole Soyinka, my kiniko omo. Number one, the Agbadomites, the Lagos Abobakus, the APC, Egbekegbe Yoruba Ronus. You know those ones that we say, Yoruba Ronu, Yoruba Ronu. Omo, they no wait for Amo. You this Obi, you are just, after you allowed the obedient to drag him for weeks. You are so shameless. You are so kiniko omo. Is under that place. Those one where they drag Obi, say Obi, they go see, say you can't you just keep malice for just few months, at least for few months. Some are telling him, Obi, they don't like you. They don't like you, and every chance they have to say it, they just don't want to say directly to you. They will use your supporters as a reason why they are saying what they are saying, but they don't like you. It's obvious. Others are saying that, Omo, sometimes, if you want to choose a mentor to mentor you, then maybe if you choose violence and all of that, you may become impatient to be mentored by somebody like Obi, who seems to be using 48 laws of power. Now, waiting that guy they use with that 48 laws of power. Use there's a part of it. Where is that my? There's a part of it that says use something to disarm your opponent. 1 second. The law, what is that again? There is one of them. I'm going to find it. That's what he is using. He knows they don't like him. He knows where they are. He's been part of them. He knows them enough. But somehow, 1 second though. He said, do not, that's law 18. He said, do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. The world is dangerous and enemies are everywhere. Everyone has to protect themselves. A fortress seems the safest, but isolation exposes you to more dangers than it protects you from it. It cuts you off from valuable information. It makes you conspicuous and an easy target. Better to circulate among people find allies, mingle. You are shielded from your enemies by the crowd. There's also part of that law, the one that says you can disguise. Yeah, 1 second though. Use this surrender. No. Sorry, I defined them. I suppose don't realize, Abby, before I came here, right? Give me a sec. There's so many of them I read there. Well, I don't know why I actually didn't know the number. Good. Here we go. Good. Think as you like, but behave like others. Stir up waters to catch your fish. Avoid good. Strike the shepherd and work on the hearts and minds of others. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Yes. So preach the need for change, but never reform too much. That was tricky. That one is tricky. It says never appear too perfect. Assume formlessness and do not go past the mark you aim for. In victory, learn when to stop, and on like that. Okay, anyway, it's using that, which is in a way knowing people you are dealing with. They say keep your friends close, and you can keep your enemies even closer. A trick that has worked for people who have been like around power, who knows how to do that. Something they said makes Peter Obi a very, very dangerous man. According to APC, he is dangerous in the sense that they don't know the card is going to deal. Not knowing the card is going to deal makes it even more like worrisome. And that is a dangerous man, according to them. Now, the drama have started. And as they say, maybe Obi will always be Obi. Here you get. So tomorrow, Atiku's turn. And the day after that, Obi's turn. And I think more people are more interested in that Atiku and Obi's case than others, Abi? And that's exactly where we are going to keep it. So I'm going to see you tonight when I have enough to make our prime time. And I'm actually thinking we should have our People's Parliament tonight as well. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you some other time.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀ súnra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹ̀ ni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.